Hi, welcome to the latest edition of Dispersion Stories. I'm John here from the marketing department. Andy again, our director of VMA Getzman for the USA and Canada. Andy, we got some new stuff coming out on your dispersion line, the new CV3evo. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So the CV3evo is an evolution of the CV3 Dispermat. And basically, it's not only a facelift, it's an overall design improvement from, the base all the way up with an improved stand. It's got a wider column. It's got a more quiet motor technology. We are using a C control panel with haptic buttons that allow the user to fully see the entire dispersion process on a display. So we'll offer like a display feature where you can see trend lines for each of these critical variables, such as temperature, time, energy input, torque, as well as your tip speed. And of course, the RPMs are displayed on the panel. And then they can also be displayed in a trend line and a graphical interface so that you would be able to see how each of these indices is moving along the timeline. And for example, during the dispersion process, if your torque value increases, then that's something that would be visible because you'd have a spike in the line. Or if your temperature increases, that will also allow us to program what is called cutoff values. That means that a customer, let's say they have a temperature sensitive product, let's say 40 C, and they don't want to go above that threshold. They can program the machine so it gives them a warning at 30 C, another warning at 35 C, and once it reaches the 40 C, which is that critical threshold, the machine would either power off or it can be programmed to run with a different speed or different energy input to ensure that the product doesn't get damaged or it doesn't create any hazardous situations in the lab or in the manufacturing environment. In addition, obviously, we kept that same modularity approach in mind. Yeah. So the machines are fully versatile with all the accessories that we offer, such as our TML basket mill. We offer a CDS vacuum system, an APS vertical bead mill. We also offer rotor stator with that same CV3evo. So they can be purchased at different times. You don't have to go and make that investment up front. But when you see a need for new applications, then you can just give us a call and place an order for, let's say, a rotor stator. And then I'll pop on in a few minutes, and then you're converting that machine over to a whole new instrument.
Love the flexibility. I mean, that's just a huge advantage and saves so much time for customers. On the new CV3evo, where do you see kind of the sweet spot? What types of applications is this machine perfect for?
So the machine is actually designed to be fully versatile across all these different end-use markets. So at the moment, we don't offer an explosion-proof device, so mainly used for waterborne products. But even if you're running with solvents, the machine is fully capable of handling that. We would just recommend that you would install the machine inside of a hood to remove any type of vapors so you don't create a hazardous situation. And then basically the markets that we see is obviously your pigment dispersions, your inks, your coating, aerospace, marine, architectural, industrial. The battery comes back to mind. Fuel cell development, agricultural, pharmaceuticals, a lot of adhesives applications because we offer also the vacuum system. It can be used for oils and mineral oil products, also food products as well. So there is not really a type of industry where this wouldn't work in, as long as the material flows and it can be processed. So to add to the CV3evo, we're gonna have two different versions. We're gonna have a base version, basically giving you all these indices that I talked about earlier: the speed, the energy input, the temperature, the torque value, the actual tip speed, the peripheral speed of the blade. And then we also offer the ability to store all the data, and you can create batches or recipes on the advanced version. We also give you the ability to tie in a scale. So some people like to measure their products right next to the dissolver. In this case, you can do that, but you can also see the actual individual weights of your formulations on the C panel right there in front of you. And then the data can also be stored and be used the next time when you're running a similar product or the same product. You just recall all these stored data points, and then you can replicate the process the same every single time. And it's also really good for upscaling, because a lot of these values is in energy, tape speed, temperature, time, torque value, even. All these variables are very important when I want to go from small volume up to manufacturing. And that can all be stored on this piece of equipment and then be used to upscale to large production runs.
Well, love the innovation. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so if you're interested, reach out. Andy or someone on his team will get back with you. Thanks for listening, and look forward to seeing you on future dispersion stories. Thanks, Andy.
You're welcome.